What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we are reacting to someone that we haven't done on the channel for a very long time. The one and only, the Fat Electrician. We know how deep his knowledge goes with history, with all these deep topics. But today the video is called The Greatest Invention of the 20th Century, Air Conditioning. Fats was not a believer of air conditioning. I'm going to bait you out right now.
No,
she
I love
was
AC.
not a believer because I bought an AC unit and she was stressing about it.
Yeah, because it's
obsessed.
a clunky unit.
Now she's obsessed.
And then I read that it can create mold or something in the ceiling. So obviously I'm going to think, certain things. But I love AC.
She loves
like in the
it
car,
now.
at work.
She has AC on all the time in the house now.
I do now.
Before we get into it.
Make sure you smash the subscribe or follow button. Hype up this video.
I'm just going to come out and say it. The Europeans are apparently making window cheese, and you're going to have to stick around if you want to know what that means.
Window cheese? What's that?
Today we're talking about the most important invention of the 20th century, air conditioning. Can't know what you're thinking. That's a pretty big claim. We came up with a lot of important stuff in the 20th century. That is true. However, air conditioning is the most important one. I'm going to prove it, and then I'm going to relentlessly talk smack about Europeans the entire time right after my sponsor. This video is brought to you by Supremacy World War III.
Let's see what he has to say about Europeans.
Find out. And I'm not exaggerating when I say it's going to upset people. That's literally a function of the game. If you get unpopular, A, good for you, but all right, why are we even talking about air conditioning right now? Okay, if you're not chronically on the internet like myself, A, good for you, but B, let me fill you in real quick. Every June or July, there's a magical time of year where the British experience a heat wave. There's newspaper articles, there's British and European people getting on the internet talking shit about how the Americans just don't understand a British heat wave. We couldn't possibly survive, yada, yada, yada. So then I get on there, I'm competitive, they're talking smack. It's like, okay, I mean, how hot is it over there? Never been there. Maybe it is super hot. I have no idea. So then you look into it and all the headlines are like, the British heat wave has reached over 30 degrees Celsius for the 5th day in a row.
So we are from Britain. So, he's obviously done his research or whatever, and he's going to say it, but we're going to say it as Brits actually living in Britain. This has been the hottest summer we've had probably
in years.
More than years, like my whole life.
Yeah.
Like, I'm 32 now. I don't think we've had the summer this hot, this consistently hot. Like normally you get 1 or 2 heat waves per summer at most. We've had 4 already. And the heat has gone up from, like, a hot summer used to be about 30 to 32 degrees Celsius. That was like peak summer.
Yeah, but it will never really reach that.
Yeah. For the first time in like many years, it has hit 37 degrees Celsius with humidity though, with humidity. Now I'm not saying it's as hot as the US. There is places that we've heard about in the US which puts this heat wave to shame, of course. But as people who are used to the island weather, should we say, we're used to cool weather, rain. For us,
it's too much for us.
This is a lot.
Yeah, it's too much. We haven't had rain for 2 months.
There's a drought. There's actually a hose pipe ban.
Yeah.
You're not allowed to turn the hose pipe on, and it's been going for about 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So, because there's an actual drought. It's not rained, like Fats just said, in about 2 weeks. Not one.
No, 2 months.
2 months. Sorry, my bad.
It's been longer than that.
It's been ages. It has been ages.
To be fair, it did rain one day, but only for 5 minutes. That's it.
Less than that.
That's nothing.
It rained for like a minute.
Yeah.
So it's really hot for us.
Yeah.
Yeah, all you have to do to convert is times 2, add 32, and join the rest of the human race.
Okay, my country's flag is on the moon. I have no idea what 30 degrees Celsius is, so then you got to get on Google again. You got to ask it what 30 degrees Celsius is, converted into Fahrenheit, the superior.
Hold on. Just for you lot's sake, 37 Celsius. I did it last time on our video, but I forgot what it was. But I want you guys to see it. So 98.6 Fahrenheit. Then if I type in let's see if it does it. Feels like. Let's see if AI can give me an answer. So
124.
All right. So all right, guys. So 37 degrees Celsius with humidity is equivalent to between 41 to 51 degrees Celsius. So that day, that was the hot day where everyone was dying. And literally RIP to some people that actually died in that heat wave, which is crazy. Looking between 41 and 51 degrees Celsius. Now, if I go and let's put it in the middle, let's go 45 degrees to Fahrenheit. 113 Fahrenheit. That sounds very hot. I believe in the US, that's actually a hot place to be. So let us know, guys. Of course, this ain't no competition. I know there's places in the US that go higher than that.
Like Texas
and stuff.
Yeah.
But it's fucking hot here, man.
Yeah.
It really is.
You know what it is, though? I feel like because we're from Britain and we've never been to America and experienced American heat, for us, this is hot.
Yeah, for sure.
And like Yass said, we're used to just rain all year round.
Even our summer's normally a decent amount of rain, like
yeah,
in summer as
it's
well.
not rained this year.
It's
weird.
Your way of measuring temperature, it's like 86 degrees, and these people are acting like they're melting. Buh! Actually, Celsius is better because it's a metric system. You know, that measurement system the entire world uses except for you guys. It's obviously the best. Buh! No, it isn't. It doesn't even make sense, okay? Fahrenheit is the easiest concept on the planet. 0 is cold, 100 is hot, based on the human experience, the end. Celsius, on the other hand, is based on the freezing and boiling point of water, which doesn't even make sense because the freezing and boiling point of water isn't a constant. It depends on like 20 other variables, including altitude. Okay, when somebody asks you, how hot is it outside? Nobody's asking you, how does a glass of water at sea level feel about the temperature outside? No, I'm asking you, are my balls gonna be sweaty if I go outside? Do I need to wear shorts? Do I need to bring baby powder? Is monkey butt a potential hazard? These are the questions I wanna know. I don't give a fuck how water feels about it.
Oh gosh, it's just too much.
I'm sorry, I'm getting distracted. Anyways, this happens every year.
Literally.
The Europeans get on the internet, they complain about a heat wave, 86 degrees, they pretend like they're melting, they say the Americans don't understand.
I mean, I was
couldn't
melting.
possibly survive a British heat wave, yada, yada, yada. Well, this year, something amazing happened. The FIFA World Cup is in America, so a bunch of Europeans came to America and they got to experience American heat, and it became overwhelmingly obvious.
So over there, it said 137 Fahrenheit. So what was that? Hold on.
Came to America and they got to
So 57.4 degrees Celsius. So that's how hot it was over there.
God.
experience American heat.
It was, guys, that must be dry heat. Let me know. Because a dry heat, like when we went to Turkey, it was about 31, 32 degrees. But it was dry heat, not humidity. And that was a breeze.
Yeah,
we
it was
were
beautiful.
Out.
Yeah.
Like, that was minor.
Yeah.
Like, 32 with humidity is very different to 32 dry heat.
Yeah.
But still, 50, whatever that was, dry heat will probably be like...
Yeah.
If that's 52, not including, like, in a humid place, then yeah, that's I don't know how the footballers are even alive playing in that, if I'm honest.
Heat, and it became overwhelmingly obvious to them they are in fact just being giant pansy asses about the entire situation. At which point the Europeans realized that they were wrong, they admitted defeat, and we all moved on. I'm just kidding. The Europeans pivoted, they moved the goalposts, and then the entire conversation became about air conditioning. Okay, I have no idea because I'm an American, and to be honest with you, I don't give a fuck about European politics, but apparently the British and the French are like morally and mentally just adamantly opposed to air conditioning, to the point that it is literally a humongous political debate over there right now, and the right wing and the left wing over in France is literally divided on air conditioning. Air conditioning in France is right-wing technology. I'm not exaggerating. And me, with how my brain works, now I have to know the history of air conditioning. So, from the top. The first modern air conditioner was invented in 1902 by an engineer by the name of Willis Carrier, and Willis Carrier was hired by a publishing company to come in and solve a problem. The problem this publishing company had was that when they were trying to print things in summer, the heat and humidity was causing fluctuations in the paper and the printing process, giving them an inconsistent product that they weren't happy with. So he gets hired to come in and figure out a way to make their product more consistent while they're printing in summer. And his first option is, obviously, I'm just going to change the environment. I'm going to make it a constant. I'm going to get rid of the heat and the humidity so it's no longer a factor. Then we can tune the machines once and we can print away because it's always going to be the same temp and the same humidity in the factory. Okay, pause. I need you to understand, as a person in 2026 that's grown up with like modern technology, this sounds obvious, like duh, just do that. But at the time in 1902, Homeboy literally came out of left field and is like, clearly, I just have to change the rules of physics. I have to change the entire world around me so this works.
That's the thing. Looking at this stuff in 2026, we're like, oh yeah, of course, that's common sense. But bro, in 19 whatever he said, when technology was nowhere near the level it is now, you got to be a pioneer.
Yeah.
Like that guy's a pioneer.
You had to be an Einstein.
And you got to be an Einstein
to
be the first guy to figure that shit out.
Yeah, and he did.
And apply it as well.
Literally gonna attempt to domesticate the fucking wind so I can print books. Okay, do you understand how insane that is? That would be if like the Wright brothers, when they were trying to design an airplane, were like, fucking, we'll just turn off gravity. Duh.
It's science.
But somehow this guy manages to do it, fixes the printing problem, sees the potential, patents the idea, patents the phrase air conditioning, and then he goes and creates the Carrier Air Conditioning Company, which is still around today, has like over 50,000 employees, and is worth over $20 billion.
Good for him.
So air conditioning is like primarily used in these factory type settings. In 1914, there are some people starting to get air conditioners in their homes, but it's extremely rare. By the early 1930s, they are starting to have like commercial air conditioning units that you can put in a home, but they cost like $10,000, which in 1932, convert that to today's money, it's almost like $250,000 for a window air conditioning unit. But people were willing to pay it because if you got the money, not having ball sweat is priceless.
You want the luxury.
Oddly enough, you can make the argument that air conditioning is actually responsible for movies, TV, and Hollywood as a whole. Because outside of manufacturing, one of the first industries to adopt air conditioning is movie theaters, which makes so much sense because I cannot tell you how many times I've been shown like, oh, this is a silent film from 19 whatever the fuck, and oh, it was so funny at the time, blah, 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 blah. Nobody was going to movie theaters in the 1920s, the 1930s, the 1940s because they enjoyed watching silent films. They were going because that was the only place they could go to get air conditioning and get out of the heat for 2 hours. You can actually go back and read accounts from people at the time where they're like, yeah, no, we don't go to the movie theater because we give a shit about the movie. We just go so we can go there to cool off. So in a way, it's pretty likely, or at least you could argue that if it wasn't for air conditioning, the film industry as we know it today might not exist. Regardless, movie theaters were a lot of people's first encounter with air conditioning, and once they saw it, they're like, holy shit, this is awesome. I want to get it inside my house. But from here, the cost of air conditioners actually plummets because it's something that everybody can use and everybody wants. It's just like TVs. When I was a kid growing up, a flat screen TV was like $12,000. It was some absurd amount of money. And so today I can go to Walmart and buy a 70-inch flat screen TV that's better than those TVs when I was growing up for like $400. So air conditioning got incredibly cheap, incredibly fast when you compare it to pretty much anything else. And by the 1950s, they were starting to have literal experiments that they would call air-conditioned villages. Basically, they were new housing developments where all these new homes had air conditioning in them, and they actually had psychologists and scientists go in, and the families that bought these homes volunteered to be studied for over a year to see the impacts of living in an air-conditioned climate.
That's such a selling point. Like for people looking for homes, these homes have air conditioning built in, especially back then when everyone wanted it. Everyone wants it now in the UK because obviously we're starting to experience real heat.
Yeah.
But like that is such a luxury.
Yeah.
And hey, like new builds in the UK need to start putting in air conditioning as standard. Our houses as standard don't come with AC.
But it's because of the country we live in, though. We don't have heat all year round. That's the thing.
If you compare it to like Dubai is not far from the UK. It's about
it's in a desert.
It's in a desert. Yeah. Everywhere's aircon. Yeah. Like similar to how I hear about America, everything's AC. It's only now in Europe we're starting to get on the AC trend because it is getting hotter. Yeah.
Yeah.
In your home and how it would affect you. People had no idea what would happen. Would they go crazy? Would they not be able to handle going outside anymore? These were all huge unknowns at the time. And you want to know what the psychologists and the scientists concluded about living in air conditioning? It's pretty fucking awesome, okay? They found out that everybody slept better, and they also found out that the housewives were reporting back to the psychologists that their husbands, and I quote, had a better disposition, aka their husbands weren't as fucking grumpy all the time. You can literally go back and read the articles. We'll read one right now.
I need to keep that AC on around the whole house. Unless you want to see me grumpy, fam.
I mean, I think I'm the one that gets grumpy when it's really hot. I'm the grumpy one.
If anything, my wife is cheering up now. Great.
I think it was like, a couple of weeks ago? It was so hot in the evening. I had the windows open. There was no air. Yeah. I laid on the bed like this. I was like, I'm melting. Yeah, Yass was like, let me put the AC on.
Then how happy did you get?
I was so happy.
This was while she had her against AC mindset. Now she's obsessed with it. She turns it on more than me now.
Headline, air conditioning helps with disposition. Women living in air-conditioned homes in Austin, Texas. The air-conditioned village
Texas.
startled a team of psychologists and researchers by asserting their husbands' dispositions had somehow miraculously improved under the influence of air conditioning. Okay, when you're not hot, you're not grumpy. Fucking shocking, I know. Oddly enough, statistical data collected by these researchers indicated that indoor conditions within these homes could be conducive to support this opinion of these air-conditioned housewives. Reading newspapers from the 50s is crazy because it's just like, well, the housewives are saying their husbands are in the better mood, but them bitches are crazy. We can't trust them. We need empirical data to prove their opinion might be correct.
Beautiful. I know.
But even more strongly indicated is the likely possibility that the women themselves, as a result of enjoying the comforts of air conditioning, were able to look upon their spouses with a little more than usual benevolence. Okay, translation, mom and dad are both in a better mood because nobody's sweating their ass off all day. Obviously.
Yeah. Easy,
okay, just so we're
done.
on the same page, if you're not picking up on a put down so far, air conditioning might be responsible for the entire film industry, TV as we know it today. It helps keep families together, and that's just scratching the surface on why it's the most important invention of the 20th century. Just to prove my point, let's have a thought exercise. I asked Google, completely blind. I had some guesses because I know a little bit about history, but I just went in blind and asked Google, what are the most important inventions of the 20th century? Let's see what they came up with. So coming in at number 1, we have the transistor, obviously extremely important, but the mass manufacturing of transistors isn't possible without air conditioning because in order to manufacture a transistor, you need purified air, humidity control, and temperature control,
so AC
all
is
of
linked
which
to that.
are provided by air conditioning. So no air conditioning, no mass manufacturing of transistors. One more point. Coming in at number 2, the internet, okay? Internet also can't exist without AC because the internet is run off of a bunch of server farms, which also need to be in
Cool
a climate-controlled
down.
environment.
Yeah.
You ever been inside of a server room? Pretty cold, pretty purified air. Can't have it without air conditioning. Coming in at number 3, penicillin. Obviously, incredibly important. The world's first antibiotic saved tens, if not hundreds of millions of lives since it was invented. And you know what? Would it exist without air conditioning? Almost certainly. However,
Maybe the guy who made it wouldn't be in the right mindset if he didn't have AC. Maybe he will be too grumpy and his brain will be too fogged
The
to have.
sweat's getting into his brain.
He wouldn't have made it.
Exactly.
Maybe AC was the reason for that too.
would you be able to mass manufacture it to the degree that we do today as safely as we do without air conditioning? Absolutely not. Number
True.
4, mass production of automobiles. Could that exist without air conditioning? Yes, it could. However, if you look at where most cars are manufactured, Texas, Tennessee, Alabama, Mexico, none of those places would be able to crank out cars to the degree that they do without air conditioning because you would have workers dropping out from heat stroke. In fact, most of the
Just
major
like you
cities
said.
in America that are in a hotter climate, like
Speaking of that, guys, today we don't have our air conditioning on because it's actually a very cool day.
Yeah.
Finally.
Yeah.
A lot of you are fine when we have the AC on. You don't even hear it. You say you don't even notice it. Some people have complained and said, the mic's picking up too much of the background noise of the AC. We do have a portable AC unit. It is a bit noisy because we got a quote to get like the ones in the wall, like for offices, and it was just way too expensive. It was about £2,500, which is about $3,200 per room, not the whole house, per room. If you want the house, it will be like 15 grand in pounds, which is over $20,000.
Especially when we don't have summer all year.
We don't have summer
It's not
all year.
worth
It's
it.
not like Texas where it's hot all year round. So guys, for me and Fats to be able to perform and to give you good reactions,
We need the AC when
we
it's
need the
hot.
AC. I understand it might get annoying to some of you, but guys, we're not going to get a heat stroke for your ears.
And you guys want us to see, you want to see us happy, cheerful, genuine reactions.
Not
You don't
sweating
want
our
us
ass
to
off.
sit here going like this.
And just grumpy, can't wait to get out of the room.
Sweat's coming down our
Because
face.
that's what it started happening, and that's why we bought the AC.
Yeah, that's why he bought it.
I said
It's
we
true.
can't sit here working. It's like working in an office.
It was affecting our performance.
Yeah, and our reactions were bad because we don't want to be in this room. Like, we can't wait to get out.
This room
It shouldn't
gets
be
really
like that.
hot because at this time the sun comes to the back of the house.
Yeah.
It makes this room so hot.
So, guys, I hope that explains things a bit better. So that just when the AC was on, you know it's a heat wave day. We don't have it on all the time. just deal with it temporarily. It is what it is.
That's not
I
forever.
don't know, Las Vegas, Phoenix, Dallas, Houston, Orlando, Atlanta, all of which would probably exist to some degree if it wasn't for air conditioning, but air conditioning allowed them to grow into major metropolitan areas. It's literally a saying, air conditioning made Phoenix possible. And last but not least, the airplane. Now, would the Wright brothers have strapped some wings to a bicycle, drove it off a cliff, and figured out how to fly? Absolutely. Is commercial flight without air conditioning as we know it today possible? Absolutely not. The inside of that cabin on that plane would be 400 degrees if it wasn't for air conditioning. So yes, air conditioning is the most important invention of the 20th century. Which raises a question, why the fuck don't the Europeans just use it?
Tell him.
Right. What did he say?
Said how's his head, huh? He only took him down because he couldn't see the view no more. What's he on about?
That's a funny movie, by
And
the
the
way.
answers
Really
to
good
that
film.
question might be the most infuriating answers to a question I've ever gotten in my entire life. Answer number 1. Europeans don't need air conditioning because the climate isn't as hot as America. Now, setting aside the fact that that proves the initial point that America is hotter and we could survive a British heat wave, we'll just set that off to the side real quick. The Europeans say shit like, well, we wouldn't run them that often and we would only need them for like 1 month a year. Cool. Do you know how much shit I own that I don't need very often? I've had a spare tire in every car I've ever owned my entire life.
True.
I've never had to use it. I've still fucking got it just in case. If there was something that I only needed to use 30 days a year to make sure my balls weren't hot.
Nah, he's made a good point there, because that's the reason I got it. Literally. I'll tell you the story with our AC unit. So I was going to get the one in the wall installed, and it was just so expensive. But I was going to do it just for this room because it was getting too much. Then I was like, you know what? I'll look into portable AC units. I found one. It was only £250, so about $320. And I ordered it straight away. It came within 2 days. It's been a godsend since. Literally 2 days later, they went from £250, the same one I bought, to £500 in 2 days. It was there for like 3 days, and then it was completely sold out.
Yeah.
And it's not come back since. And it's just been sold out since. With AC units, it's getting to the point where you need to buy it in like Christmas time. You need to buy it in like December and have it ready for the next summer. Like, we keep making the mistake of, oh, we don't need it. Then the heat wave comes. Oh my God, we're dying. Let's try order one now. And it's sold out everywhere. You need to be early with it.
The thing is, I feel like before we didn't need it because our summers weren't that hot.
Not like this year. Yeah, it wasn't that
Like
this year.
last year, we bought our fan, which is a shark fan, and it is absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
And that was more than enough for us last year.
It's a high-end fan. It's not like a
Yeah.
standard fan. And that kept us over for the last 2 years.
Yeah.
But this year it was too much for us.
This year it was too much that even our shark was just not.
It was just blowing hot air. There was no air for it to
Yeah.
blow. That was too much, yeah.
While I was trying to sleep, you best believe I'm gonna fucking own it. Oh, well, Europeans are tougher than you Americans. We'll just grit our teeth and bear it. Are you? Are you really? Because last I checked, 175,000 fucking people died from heat stroke because you're too fucking stupid to
In
buy an air
France,
conditioner.
especially.
Do you understand how insane that is? If there was any other event on the planet that killed 175,000 people, there would be memorials and statues commemorating what a tragedy this
It's
was.
true.
But because it's just you guys being like, well, the Americans invented a machine that can domesticate wind, but we don't want to admit they're right. So we would rather let all our young and elderly die of heat stroke
sad,
than give
isn't it?
them the W.
It is sad.
What are you doing? Okay, which leads right into the next argument, the most infuriating one because I used to build shit for a living. Americans don't understand because our homes are actually built to retain heat, so an air conditioner wouldn't work as well for us. Motherfucker, that's just insulation. That's how insulation works, okay? Do you have a thermos? If you put hot tea or whatever stupid shit you guys drink in a thermos, you know how it stays hot? Now dump
so
it out
angry.
and put fucking ice water in it. The ice water stays cold, okay? Your house isn't specifically designed.
Yeah, that's valid. So I actually learned that the same way the houses trap the heat, it will trap the cool. Apparently, that's what they say online. I did some research into it. So yeah, so same way it's insulated and it gets hot. If the house is cold, it will stay cold. Got to get cold out. Hence why we put the heat in on and stuff like that to warm it up, and then it traps the heat from there. So what he said is basically that.
So how come when we put the AC on, it doesn't trap the cold air?
Because we don't. It's not strong enough to cover the whole house off one unit.
The room.
Oh no, it does.
Does it?
Yeah, it does. Don't get me wrong. It will eventually.
It's experiment.
No, you know what? It will eventually seep out through the gaps and stuff. It does. But that's why they say you need to insulate. And you know us, the way we've done it, we're not. It's all about insulation and keeping the AC unit pipe tight. We don't have that thing on the window.
Oh yeah.
So to get
There's
it
a
eventually,
gap. Yeah, you're
if we
right.
had that and we had no door gaps,
Yeah.
the heat, the cold air would stay in. Yeah, it would.
No, I get it. Yeah.
Designed to be hot inside. It's designed to have a controlled temperature regardless of what's going on outside. So if you buy an air conditioner and you cool off the house, it stays fucking cool. Well, air conditioning's really expensive. No, it isn't. You can buy a window unit for $169.
Gonna have to correct you there, my friend.
It doesn't fit our.
Fats just said it. I done research in AC units non-stop before I spent was about to spend £2,500 on one. So many people ask me, oh, why did you not get the window unit? Because it's very big and very popular in the US. The UK windows are not compatible with the window unit. Our windows open, you lot's windows open, slide up and down. So you put the window unit in the gap and you tighten it.
Yeah.
Our windows open this way.
But you push it out.
You push it out.
Yeah.
There's no window unit
here
in the UK that works. Hence why we have to have the portable one with the pipe outside and it's noisy. If any of you guys in America can develop a window unit for the UK, I swear to God, you'll be a multi-millionaire. If you can make one that's
Why don't we just make it? Why are you giving an idea?
Guys,
we could be multi-millionaires.
You will be a full-on multi-millionaire. If you can make
we should invent
If you can make a full-on one, not one like a, because the portable unit works, but I'm saying a full-on one that somehow fits and isolates properly the way you lot's one does, you'll be rich. Simple as that.
Honey, we need to invent it.
There we go. Let's work on it.
To cool off the room that you sleep in, or your living room, or whatever, okay? The average minimum wage of Europe is $8.33 American.
I'm sorry, just to add to that as well. Like I said, when I bought my unit, it was £250, which is about $320. And that was like, I think it's 12,000, is it BTC? Whatever the measurement is, I forgot what it's called. You guys know what I'm talking about because you guys know about AC. So that's a 12,000 power unit. There was cheaper ones that were like 9,000, 6,000 that aren't as strong. But like I said, the price has gone up now. It's now £500
because
for
it's
a unit
demand.
that powerful. A cheaper unit is about 350, which is like, it's not as great and not as powerful. £500, that's about $750.
Even
not everyone could afford that.
Our fan went up as well.
Yeah, our fan went up in price like crazy. We got a £200 fan, which is about $250. That's now like 300 and something.
Yeah, it went up because it went in demand.
The demand went too high. They had to up the price.
That's 20 hours of the most unskilled labor that you have available in exchange for a magic box that domesticates the fucking wind so you don't have to sweat your balls off. Okay, that is a modern miracle, and you're saying that that's too expensive? I would pay an outrageous amount of money to see a British person go back in time and talk to one of their ancestors, some medieval peasant picking turnips outside of a castle, and explain to them that in the future, there's a magical box that can make the house cold when it's hot outside, and in exchange for that, all they had to do was work 20 hours and they could cool off their house for years upon years to come, and then explain to them with deadpan stare, but I don't do it because it's expensive.
Are you pulling my leg?
Motherfucker, it's literally magic to these people. You have the opportunity to buy climate changing magic for 20 hours of your time. And you're just like, nah, I'd rather let grandma and grandpa die from heat stroke. I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm slowly coming around to the idea that this is actually a conspiracy by the European governments to slowly kill off old people so they don't break their universal healthcare system. There's no
I think it is. I think it's just a lack of knowledge on aircon, if I'm honest. Not a lot of people even know portable AC units exist.
No, but I swear it does something to the climate as well, though.
Yeah, so the
AC is not good for the climate.
Yeah, but...
Am I right? Am I wrong?
Yeah, that's what they say, but no one really. Like, climate activists care about that. I don't know.
I mean, we should care about climate. That's why it's gone even more hot now. I swear.
There's an argument, actually. Now that you said it, there's actually an argument.
Yeah, it means the ozone layer is getting thinner,
So
right?
people are arguing that this ain't us, guys. This is what I've read online. They're saying America is the reason Europe is now having a serious heat wave because
of you guys.
From over the pond, all the AC has now affected the ozone or whatever. That's what the activists are saying.
Guys, it's because of you. I'm melting.
But hey, just buy an AC unit.
Let's be honest now. I think in Europe we don't do it because number one, like I said, it's not hot all year round. they're not going to put AC.
But now it's getting hot enough for it though, now.
Yeah. And also another thing, I think it's to do with the climate as well. That's why. That's my opinion.
The government don't fund it. So the government don't have like a government scheme to help people get a AC unit at, you know, a discounted rate, or government pay a small percentage to support people to maybe afford it that are struggling that are on benefits. But to me, I honestly believe it's just a lack of knowledge. People have not experienced AC to the point where they're like, they know what AC is, but they don't understand that this magic box, like you say, it can be put in your room and you can have a portable AC unit. Whenever I explain that we got an AC unit to like friends and family, they're like, what, bro? Like, damn, I didn't even know you could have like one in the room unless you're spending thousands of pounds for a built-in one. And let's be real, the AC units that are in offices that, you know, was $2,500. The built-in one, that's expensive. That's really expensive. $2,500 per room is a lot of money. Not anyone, a mother who doesn't work or who looks after their kids can't afford $2,500 overnight. You know, not a lot of people know portable AC units even exist. Yeah. That's the reality, in my opinion.
Even when I told my mom we've got AC, she was like, huh?
There we go. Yeah. It's lack of knowledge. In America and Dubai and these countries, they're bought like from baby, they're experiencing.
You know what it is as well? That I feel like a lot of people don't know that you can get like portable ACs and stuff like that inside your house.
That's what I said. That's literally my point.
Yeah, we've been brought up with fans.
That's it.
No AC. I've never seen AC in my mom's house. Never even consideration either.
Yeah, you just don't think it's a thing.
Yeah, like you would just think it's just in, you know,
shops and supermarkets.
When you go out and stuff
we're late to the party, in other words.
Yeah.
No, we're late to the party. People are just learning about it now.
Logical explanation for why you would be anti-air conditioning. And apparently one of the big talking points is, oh, well, air conditioning is actually bad for climate change, so it's only making the problem worse. And then the climate activists get on CNN or the BBC or whatever, and they're giving interviews offering alternatives to air conditioning that you could do. I'm going to show you, because if I didn't show you the interview, you wouldn't believe me. Their solutions get progressively worse, but we're gonna go ahead and start off with their best solution. Solution number one.
If it gets really hot, I sleep under a wet sheet. That's my other technique.
How about no?
With a big bucket of water under the desk with my feet in the bucket of water.
Option number two, soak your feet.
She's British as well, that's the worst thing. She's actually a Brit, you can tell by the accent.
In a bucket of water while you're sitting at home all day long. Also, no. B, I know your house fucking stinks. It smells like wet feet and BO because you're not wearing deodorant and you don't have air conditioning, and I know you're sitting in the house sweating your ass off 24/7. No, I'm not doing it. And option number three, I can't believe this is real.
Including, would you believe it, painting windows with yogurt.
What? Okay, as Brits, we don't claim her.
I've never heard, and I'll be real, like you said, if we didn't show the interview, we wouldn't believe it. That is I've never heard that in my entire life. I can't believe
she said paint your window.
Even the wet blanket and that.
Oh, that's disgusting.
Like, imagine how damp and, like you said,
mold.
Her house must stink of wet feet and
mold.
BO. That's the reality.
Got mold everywhere.
Oh,
How
is this real?
How are you this?
He's got a point.
Your solution, rather than just admitting the Americans are onto something with this air conditioning shit, is to smear yogurt on your fucking windows. You want to make window cheese rather than just
disgusting.
turn on an air conditioner.
That's what he meant by window cheese.
Window cheese. Talking points is air conditioning is expensive. How expensive is it to smear a new layer of yogurt on all the windows on your house and then have your house smell like curdled milk and still be hot as shit? I can't even begin to fathom the amount of desperation and misery the person that figured this out was experiencing. Do you know how fucking hot and sweaty?
Yeah, the person who figured that out probably was dying for an AC unit. They had to find an alternative, and they found out putting yogurt on your windows helps.
And delirious you have to be sitting at home in your living room on the couch for you to finally go, I gotta do something. I'm gonna try smearing yogurt on my windows.
How does that come to your head?
Yeah, desperate. You're dying. You must have been dying, the person that done it.
Up in my mouth a little bit.
Like, what are you doing? Just get an air conditioner, for the love of God. Oh my God. At this point, I'm convinced that air conditioning could prevent World War III if you guys would just do it. No wonder you guys are always starting world wars and dragging us into it. You're all fucking grumpy and hot 24/7. Get some AC and come up with a peace treaty. I don't ever want to hear a European talk shit about America being dumb ever again. They always love to bring up like, oh, America has a bunch of gun violence, blah, 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 blah. Cool. More people are dying because you refuse to use air conditioning.
You know what? Some people commented that in our YouTube, well, one of the YouTube videos. I think AC came up as a topic in general. And they wasn't coming at us in any way, but quite a few people were just saying the statistic that more people died from heat stroke than gun violence in America, I think this year or whatever. And I'm guessing that's probably where they got it from. Fat Electrician's video has been out for a couple of weeks, so I assume they probably heard it here.
Then Americans are dying from gun violence, all right? And by a lot, it's not even close. Europe is losing 175,000 people a year. To put that into perspective, America had roughly 60,000 people die in the Vietnam War. How do you guys see how insane that is? Air conditioning at this point is like the cheapest, most cost-effective, life-saving technology on the planet, and you're just like, nah, I don't want it. And the most beautiful part about all this is I know for a fact there's going to be a ton of keyboard warriors with a bunch of stupid talking points and smug comments in the comment sections. And this is going to get clipped and put on Twitter and Instagram and all these other places. And there's going to be all these comments. And you know what? None of those comments would be possible without air conditioning, because without air conditioning, the internet that you're using wouldn't function and the phone you're holding in your hand wouldn't have been able to get manufactured. You are proving my point that air conditioning is the most important invention of the 21st century. And if you don't have some, you should get some. And that's all I got to say about that. Thank you.
Agreed with him on that final point. If you ain't got it, you need it. That's the truth. Especially when the heat is getting worse here in the UK. So
and they just pack it away, you know?
Just pack it. Yeah, pack it. Even if you use it, like when I was in Reddit research, like on people saying they got it in the UK, one guy said he uses it twice a year, but those 2 times he uses it a year is like the best 2 times in his life, because it's so hot, it saves him.
Yeah.
He's got it for life. There might be a heat wave again where it's like hot for like 2 weeks. Do you know what I mean?
He probably used it this year because this year was really hot.
This year was hot, man. Yeah. So, guys, hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for the recommendation. We are back tomorrow. Any last words, Fats?
Have a beautiful day. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye.